actually cannot hold all this up. All I did was pick up the bags and I'm sweating. Holy crap. I don't even know how many books I have here. This actually genuinely might be the biggest book haul I've ever done on my channel. Let's find out.
Stop it. Get some help.
We have 31 new books. Now, who let me buy 31 new books when I am moving sometime this year? Probably summer. I don't know, but it was not a good decision. Not only gonna be just like moving. No, guys. I'm moving from Alaska to Missouri. So anyways, welcome to the first book haul of 2023. Let's get into it. And also, let's move you a little closer because you don't need to be that far. So we have lots of books here. Most of these are from Barnes & Noble, but I have gotten two specifically from a local bookstore. I'll show you guys those first. So the local bookstore I'm talking about is the Ivy. It is a strictly smut bookstore, which I actually did film a bookstore vlog when I went here. So that is going to be up, I think, 2 videos after this one. So stay tuned for that because that is going to be such a fun video. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But the 2 books I got from there is first The Devil Wears Black by L.J. Shen. I'm not sure. Sheen? Did I just say Sheen? L.J. Shen. This book is basically giving Devil Wears Prada, but a slightly different storyline because obviously it's not that. And I think this might be a dark romance. I'm honestly not sure if it's a dark romance or not, but I love the movie The Devil Wears Prada. So when I saw this and then read the back of it and saw that it is basically kind of a play on The Devil Wears Prada, still in the fashion industry and that kind of thing, I was very excited and I had to pick it up because, again, I love that movie so much. And I did also get a sticker from there, which is this cute little book fun sticker. I cannot wait to get more stickers and a new pop socket and redo my Kindle, and I will probably be putting this one in there. I did also get a bookmark from there, but that's not over here with me right now and I'm not gonna get it, but you'll see that in the bookstore vlog itself. And then the other book I picked up was Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. This is very, very hyped up right now. This is blowing up and it has for the last few months. If you don't know what this is about, this is basically a romance between 2 serial killers, but they only kill like bad people. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be my vibe of a book, but I've heard such amazing things. I will say there's a lot of trigger warnings for this book and one of them is literally accidental cannibalism. What? Yeah, not sure how that's gonna go, but I am excited to read it because it's so hyped up. So many people love this. A lot of my friends on like Bookstagram have been reading this and loving it, so I can't wait to find out what the hype is all about and see if this is my vibe or not. So those are the first 2 books and then all the rest of them are from Barnes. I would honestly shop at more local bookstores, but we only have that one and then like a thrift store type bookstore that I have been to a handful of times, but they don't typically have very many options for the type of books I try to read. I am really excited for when we do move back to Missouri to actually have a lot of local bookstores to choose from and not just go to Barnes all the time. That's gonna be so fun. But anyways, okay, getting into all the books I got from Barnes. First, I got Waiting for Tom Hanks by Carrie Winfrey. Makai actually picked this out. He read the synopsis and thought it sounded really good. I actually don't know the whole synopsis and idea of this book. He just read it and was like, this sounds good, you're gonna read it, you're gonna get it, and he just put it in the basket. I don't think he wanted me to know what it was about, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, I'm pretty sure he was just like, no, you're just gonna read it, go into it blind. So I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think that it was going to be really good. And this cover is really cute. I just love cartoony covers and just covers like this. They do something for me every time. So that's the first book from Barnes. And then next I got The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, however you say it. I really picked this up because I read The 7-Year Slip by her and absolutely loved it. That is definitely a 6-star read for me. I'm obsessed with that book and the romance in that book. It was just done so beautifully and perfectly that it made me really, really want to read more by her. So I picked up The Dead Romantics. Can't wait to give this a read. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, this book is basically about a girl whose romance lies within a ghost. I'm not really sure how that's gonna go down, but her books have some sort of magical realism to it. In The 7-Year Slip, it's basically kind of like a magical apartment where she's falling in love with someone in her apartment that's 7 years in her past. So there's that kind of aspect to that one, and I really enjoyed the magical realism aspect in that book, so I thought I would really, really enjoy it in other books that she's written, so we shall see. But I'm very excited to give this a read and see what I think. Moving right along, I picked up 3 books by the same author because I am a Emily Henry Virgin. So I picked up Book Lovers, Happy Place, and Beach Read. I am wink wink planning. Why am I saying wink wink when I'm about to tell you? Anyways, I'm hoping and wanting to do a whole video dedicated to me reading these 3 books and reading Emily Henry's books for the first time. She is obviously a very beloved and very hyped up author, so I can't wait to give her books a read. I feel like these are going to be absolutely perfect to read for the summertime, obviously, especially Beach Read, but I'm very excited to give all of these a read over this summer. And guys, it's almost summer, which is so exciting.
Squirrel.
But yeah, honestly, I don't really know anything about any of these books. I'm really just excited to give her books a read and see if I'm gonna like them. If you guys saw my Reading Your Bookish Hot Takes videos, somebody said that her books are overrated and that she's just not worth the hype. I don't think I'll be on that side of the hot take, but we shall see. Stay tuned for that video. It will be coming, definitely not this month, but hopefully May or June. So those are the next 3 books I got and I'm very excited about them. Moving along, I picked up When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is another book that is just so beloved. I've seen so many people talk about it. This is also a book that Makai picked up that he was going to read me the synopsis of to see if I wanted it, and I was like, I've already seen so many people say that this book is good. Throw it in the basket. Let's just get it because I've just put off getting it for some reason, but I've wanted to get it. Anyways, I'm just very excited to give this a read. I obviously, if you're not new here, you know I love reading romance books. I'm such a like hopeless romantic and I'm very much a Hallmark movie type person, so I'm very excited to give this a read. And it also is a fairly short book. It's barely over 300 pages, so I feel like this will be a quick, easy read. Again, another great one for the summertime. Take that to the pool or something, you know? The next book I picked up is The Breakup Vacation by Anna Gracia, I think is how you pronounce it. I honestly just really love this cover. This cover is so cute, so I had to pick it up. I felt like this would be a fun summery read. I do remember reading the synopsis, or Makai read it to me, one of the two. Do I remember what it's about? No. And then after we bought it, I saw on the bottom it says MTV Entertainment Books, which honestly was just really hilarious to me because I was like, there's no way I just bought a book that has MTV on it. But I just feel like this will again be another fun book for the summer, probably one that I'll be able to get through fairly quickly because again, barely over 300 pages. It's like 310 pages, like super short, quick, easy read. Yeah, I'm really excited for all the summery reads, if you guys couldn't tell. And moving along, this is another book Makai picked out and he did not let me read the synopsis of this one. I vividly remember him being like, no, you're not reading the synopsis, you're just getting it and you're gonna read it. And that is Zora Books Her Happily Ever After by Taj McCoy. I don't know if I'm saying that right either of those ways, but yeah, don't know what it's about. This is what the cover looks like. I'm guessing we're gonna have a little love triangle go on with the fact that we are seeing 2 men and 1 woman here on the front, but honestly, that could be wrong, who knows? But I'm excited to give it a read. I think Makai really enjoys picking out books for me to read, so I think this will be fun to just go into blind. Again, just barely over 300 pages, so another book that'll probably be a quick, easy read and will be pretty fun. And honestly, I'm just loving the vibe of them standing by these bookshelves. Like, hopefully, maybe they're readers. Oh, I'm hoping they are readers, all right? I'm hoping they're readers because that'll just make it more fun. And moving right along, the next book I got, it's not a romance. It's called Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. This is another book Makai picked up. He was like, here, read the synopsis, and I did, and it sounded really interesting. I don't typically lean for like mystery thrillers, but this one did sound very interesting and I wanted to give it a go. The synopsis is very short and I'm just gonna read it to you because I feel like it just really kind of puts a claw, like a little hook in you and just slowly reels you in and makes you want to read it. And it says, everyone in my family has killed someone. Some of us, the high achievers, have killed more than once. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it is the truth. Some of us are good, others are bad, some just unfortunate. Have I killed someone? Yes. Who was it? Let's get started. I thought that just truly sounded so good, so intriguing, and just really gives you like enough, but not a lot. Like this, you're pretty much going to be going into this very confused, other than you know they've all killed someone. So I thought that sounded really good, and again, Makai picked out quite a few of these. So, and last book in that bag, I'm so excited about this. When I tell you guys that I actually like squealed when I saw my Barnes had this because I have wanted to pick up a copy of this book for the longest time, but my Barnes has not had them in stock at all, okay? And I'm someone that just prefers to get them in store and not order them. So when I saw this, when I say I squealed, I'm not even kidding, I actually did, and that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I'm not a hardcover girl. It is a hardcover, but I had to buy it. I am so unbelievably excited to give this book a read. I want to see what it looks like without the dust jacket. Oh, that's kind of cute. Got a little sword. Anyways, I am so unbelievably excited to read this. This is obviously such a beloved and hyped up book. I swear almost everyone I see talk about this has absolutely loved it, so I can't wait to give it a read. I feel like this is going to be just the type of fantasy that's like right up my alley with very much a romantasy going on. I honestly don't really remember the premise of this, but this is kind of a book that I want to go in blind. I'm really excited about it. I actually squealed when I saw my Barnes had it. I'm so excited. Moving right along, we picked up Five Survive by Holly Jackson. This is the author of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. Now, I'm so sorry to say that I still have not read that trilogy, but Makai picked this up and he thought it sounded really interesting and wanted me to get it. And I already know the premise and kind of the plot of this book and have heard absolutely incredible things. So I was like, yeah, let's grab it, you know? This whole book takes place in a very short period of time, and we're basically following like 6 friends. They're taking a road trip, the RV breaks down, and then just chaos ensues. I don't know what the chaos is, but of the 6, only 5 of them survive. It says 8 hours, 6 friends, 5 survive. So I'm pretty sure this whole book takes place in the span of 8 hours, which is very intriguing to me because I feel like you are just going to be getting so much of all of the stuff that's happening. But also, if you think about it, if this whole book is only a time period of 8 hours, there has got to be so much happening in that time period that makes me literally so excited to read this and see what it is. Because when I'm in a mood for a mystery thriller, I typically do lean towards a YA because I get scared very easily, and they're a lot less likely to actually like make me scared to where I don't want to sleep. Okay, so that's the next one. And then the next book is also a YA mystery thriller. Makai also picked this up and was like, here, read the synopsis. And the second I read the first paragraph, it actually reminded me of this movie me and Makai watched. That's a Netflix original called Secret Obsession. Now, it was not the best made movie and the acting maybe wasn't the best, but that movie had me like so thoroughly entertained and like invested. I actually really enjoyed it, though maybe it wasn't the best made movie. And this book literally sounds so similar to that movie. It's called That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. The first paragraph, okay, that reminded me of the movie. It says, shivering and bruised, a teen wakes up on the side of a dirt road with no memory of how she got there or who she is. The police don't know where she came from until a frantic man arrives at the station. He's been searching for her for hours. He has her school ID, her birth certificate, and even family photos. He is her father. Her name is Mary, or so he says. I am so excited to read this because, again, it just sounds very similar to that movie, and I loved the premise of that movie of we have this main character who has lost all memory, doesn't know who they are, and then we have this person coming and saying, I am this person to you, and this is who you are. But obviously you kind of slowly start to find out that like that's not all true. That's not exactly what the situation actually is, and I think that premise of just movies or books is really cool and interesting, so I'm very excited to give this one a read. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I read this soon, because now that I just reread that, I'm literally wanting to read it. Holy crap, it's the way that I've been talking to you guys for 19 minutes, at least as I'm recording, and we still have so many to go. So many. Okay. Moving on. The next book I got is an adult fantasy book, and it's called Anno Dracula by Mr. Kim Newman, I think. There's so many words on this cover, guys, that it's really freaking confusing me. But yeah, I believe it's by Mr. Kim Newman. This book is basically, it's kind of like historical. It's set in 1888 Queen Victoria kind of time, but this is like vampires. So there's like vampires living in this, I'm assuming kind of modern, not modern, but like in this realistic setting of 1888, but there's vampires. And I thought that sounded really interesting. So I'm excited to give this a read. This is a pretty chunky one. It is over 400 pages, so it's a bit of a chunky one, but I thought it sounded really interesting. I am someone personally who loves vampires, like anything vampires I love. I love Vampire Diaries. I really enjoyed The Serpent and Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, which is a fantasy, romantasy with vampires. I'm just a vampire person. I love vampires. I love watching it, reading it. So I'm very excited to give this a read. I've never heard anyone talking about this, never seen anyone post it. So I'm very excited to give it a read, see what I think, and see if it is good. And then if it is, obviously I can recommend this to my fellow fantasy readers, fellow vampire lovers. So very excited about this one. I don't remember picking this up, but it's a really cute cover. The next book I got is Fury Born by Claire Legren. I believe if I'm remembering correctly, this is a YA fantasy, and this is book 1 in a trilogy. Let me just read a part of the synopsis to you because I don't really know how to describe this without sounding like I'm saying gibberish, but it says, when assassins ambush her best friend, Riel Darnine, I don't think that's how you say her name. Anyways, we're moving on. Risks everything to save him, exposing herself as one of a pair of prophesized queens, a queen of light and a queen of blood. To prove she is the Sun Queen, Riel must endure 7 elemental magical trials. If she fails, she will be executed unless the trials kill her first. I thought that sounded very, very interesting. I really like the whole idea in fantasy books of there's these trials that this person or all these people are having to go through to either prove something or survive, kind of giving like Hunger Games, where you have like the Hunger Games and there can only be one winner, kind of giving that type of vibe, but like in a fantasy type world. And I think that well, obviously that's, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I think this sounds really intriguing and I'm really excited to give it a read. I also, again, just really, really love this cover. I think this cover is really cute, really cool. I think some fantasy covers are truly just so cute. So I'm very excited about that one. Moving on, the next book I got is Faking It by Beth Reekles. I, again, don't remember what this is about, but I remember specifically I picked it up off a table and I read the synopsis and I was like, it's fake dating. I need it. I need it. Fake dating is my all-time favorite trope to read in like a romance book. I love, love, love fake dating. I say this all the time, but I just love watching two people enter a fake relationship for whatever the circumstances are and then slowly start to realize that they have feelings for the other person, but they're scared that the other person doesn't actually have feelings for them because it's a fake relationship. And just watching that dynamic is so, so fun for me and I eat it up every time. Maybe not every time, but you know what I mean. So I'm very, very excited about this. Also, it says from the best-selling author of the smash hit The Kissing Booth, and I love that movie on Netflix. I've never read the book, but I really, really enjoyed that movie, so that made me all the more excited to read this book and read some work by this author because I really, really enjoyed that movie. And moving on, I bought a series. This is not a completed series yet. There is going to be more books coming out. I actually believe the next one is coming out maybe this month or next month. These books, this series is so beloved by so many people. I'm actually currently in the middle of reading the first one, and let me just say, little spoiler alert, I'm loving it so much and I'm obsessed with these characters and I genuinely actually think it's gonna be a 5-star. I actually thought it would be a 5-star by the 10th page. I'm just loving it so much. Why do I keep touching my hair? I don't know. Anyway, that is the Boys of Tommen series. So we have Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, and Redeeming 6, and the new one that comes out is Taming 7. I, again, am currently reading Binding 13 and I'm absolutely loving it. I completely understand the love for this series and I haven't even finished the first book. If you don't know what this series is about, this is a YA series, so we're basically following these high schoolers that go to a high school.
That's the whole point.
That's kind of filled with people who just kind of have money and they are in Ireland, so the big thing is rugby. And our first book, Binding 13, is about Johnny and Shannon. Johnny is like an amazing rugby player. He is like bound to go pro, and Shannon is just this girl who has a really bad past and has just really unfortunate things happen to her. I kind of went into this blind. I actually did go into this blind. I knew nothing about this book other than the names of the couple, and I'm really glad I went into it blind. I will say this book does talk a lot and deal with a lot of really heavy topics, so if you are someone that does have certain triggers, I would definitely look up the trigger warnings for this book and just for the series. I only am reading this one so far, but it does deal with some pretty heavy things and some pretty hard to read things, so I would definitely look up the trigger warnings, but I'm loving it. I'm so happy I bought it. Super excited about those, and those are the next 4 books I picked up. We are down to only one bag, so let's get through the rest of this. The next 2 two books I picked up are the first two in a YA trilogy, and that is Caraval and Legendary by Stephanie Garber. These are the first two in the Caraval trilogy. I believe the last one is Finale. They had these on the buy one get one 50% off table, so I picked them both up when they were on the table because might as well. But I've just heard amazing things about the Caraval trilogy and also about the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, which is the trilogy that comes after this. And although I do want to go straight into the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, I've heard some people say that they did do that, they loved it, and then they kind of regretted not reading this first because it does spoil these books because it's after the fact. So I just kind of made it a kind of personal goal that I'm gonna read this trilogy before I go to the next one, because I am someone who hates spoilers. So if I can avoid that by just reading these, enjoying these, and getting into the world with these, and then going to those ones, that's what I'm gonna do. So I picked up those, super excited about it. So yeah, those are the next two I got. And then the next book I got, I actually forgot that I did not purchase this. This is actually an ARC I was sent, and that is How Does It Feel by Janae O'Reilly. I'm very excited to read this. It also came with some stickers and some like fan art of the couple. Look how beautiful that is. It came with this little card kind of talking about the tropes. It's a dark romantasy, and look how beautiful these two stickers it came with this. I'm obsessed. And it's also signed, which is so fun. I was so shocked when literally someone from Bloom reached out to me to send me this, because that's the first time I've had a publishing company reach out to me wanting to send me a book, which was like just so exciting. I cannot wait to give this a read. I do believe this is actually out by the time I'm posting this, but I'm so excited to give it a read. I really, really love this cover, and I do love me a romantasy. Next book I got is called, I don't know how to say this correctly, so this might be wrong. It's either Gothicana by I don't know how to say the name. I'm so sorry, but this is a dark romance, kind of a little bit of a fantasy vibe, I believe. I just absolutely love this cover, and also without the dust jacket, so cute. And guys, are you kidding me right now? The literal like art of this, not only that, edges are sprayed, and look at the chapter pages. All of the chapter pages are different with some kind of art to them. It's just absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to read this for the fact that it is such a beautiful book. I wasn't sure if I would be like a dark romance type of person, but I actually ended up reading Hooked, and that is a dark romance. I know it's probably one of the tamer dark romances, but I actually really enjoyed that, surprisingly, so I'm very excited to give this a read. The back just says Vad Deverell, the silver-eyed devil of Veneermore. I'm probably saying this all wrong. The dark god who played it like both a blessing and a curse. Her multifaceted enigmatic. I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. Wow. Am I even gonna be able to read the book? One-time lover who knew the secrets of her soul. He'd found her. So that's just kind of a little glimpse into this. I'm very excited to read it. And again, it's just an absolutely beautiful book. Every little detail of this, like, hello, it's stunning. I can't get over how absolutely stunning, beautiful this book is, and I cannot wait to read it. And the next book I picked up is a newer release. I think this came out in February, but we got Magnolia Park's Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. I love Magnolia Parks. I've only read the first one. I am really hoping to complete my reread of that soon. I started it and then I kind of stopped, and I haven't picked that back up for like a month, but I've just been really busy, so I haven't had time, but I'm hoping to finish my reread of that and then read the rest of them. And I actually am planning on doing a whole video dedicated to reading this entire series for you guys, and I'm so excited. I am kind of devastated because I want the like OG cover of this, but I know if I order it, it'll be the UK size, and I do have the UK size for Daisy Hates, but then I'll have like US size, UK size, US, UK, and it'll look weird on my shelf. And I already started annotating my US size of the first one, Magnolia Park, so I just ended up picking up the shoe cover. This is actually my favorite shoe cover of all of them. Something about the way this one looks is just absolutely stunning, so I picked that up, very excited about it. If you don't know what this series is about, think Gossip Girl. You got your rich kids that think they can do whatever they want, toxic relationships, drinking, drugs, partying. That's the vibe, but in the UK. So there you have it. Next book I picked up is also a new release, and that is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I just really liked the all red cover, to be honest. There was no other reason I picked up this one other than literally I liked the all red cover. Honestly, I don't know when I will read this. I doubt it will be anytime soon. I read If He Had Been With Me about a year ago in a Reading Sad Books for a Week video, and it just was not my favorite book ever. I loved it a lot more at the time of reading it, but now looking back, I don't love it as much, but I do do still want to give this a read. I have heard it has let people down though, so we shall see how I feel about it. But nonetheless, I did pick this up, and honestly it probably won't get read for a really long time if I'm being so honest. We're almost done. I think we have 3 books left, okay? The next book I got purely because of the trope, and the cover is just so cute. I don't even really know how to pronounce the title. I think it's Bellegarde, I don't know, by Jamie Lilac. That could be so wrong. I actually did not read the synopsis of this. I just read this front little part says a story of love, hate, and a Parisian fake date, and that sold me because again, I love fake dating. This is a little bit of a shorter romance, and I just thought this would be such a quick, easy, fun little romance when I just want a quick palate cleanser, maybe between fantasies, or I just want something that's gonna be easy and not super long. But I really love the cover. It's just so colorful and cute, and again, I love fake dating, so I had to pick it up. That's all I know about it though, and I'm really excited. I do believe this is YA. Yeah, one of the quotes at the it just got so dark in here. I'm sorry if the lighting is all types of funky now, like the sun is kind of going down and it just got really dark in here, but we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. But one of the quotes on the back from a different author says, a YA spin on Bridgerton that I've been waiting for. So that made me all the more excited because I really like the show Bridgerton, so I'm excited to give this a read. Moving on, we have another new release, and that is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is Ali Hazelwood's kind of take on kind of a fantasy, but it's not listed as a fantasy. It's kind of just a romance between werewolves and vampires, I believe. I love her writing though. The Love Hypothesis is one of my favorite romances ever. Olive and Adam are forever one of my favorite couples ever. Like genuinely, I just loved that book so much, so I had to pick this up. I've actually seen incredible reviews of this book. I've seen so many people say it is so good, so I can't wait to give it a read. Again, as I was saying earlier, I love me anything vampires. If it has vampires, I need it, I want it, I will eat it up, okay? So I'm very excited to give this a read. So I'm interested to see if I still love her writing outside of her STEM romance. So that's the next one, and the last book, literally the last book I picked up. Wow, this was long. Anyways, the last book I picked up is Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. I read ACOTAR. I haven't finished it. I still need to read A Court of Frost and Starlight and A Court of Silver Flames, and then obviously she is still writing for this series, but I love this series so much, and it took me a really long time to actually finish the first one, but I love it. It's so good, and I'm so thoroughly happy that I did, and I just love her writing, and I cannot wait to read the Throne of Glass series by her. Now I know this is kind of controversial. Some people say to read Assassin's Blade first, some people say to read it third, and some people say to read it fourth. I know I did see that Sarah J Maas came out herself saying that she would recommend reading it third, but being the loyal watcher of Destiny and Sarah, and Destiny loving this series and having Sarah read this first and she read this first and recommending that you read this first, I'm gonna be reading this one first. So I went ahead and picked it up so that I can go ahead and start the series at some point soon, because I am really looking forward to starting this series and seeing what the hype is about and just getting more of her writing, because the way her brain works is so incredible. I've never read anything like these books. Truly, they are just so unique. I feel like the writing is just literally incredible, so I'm really excited about this one. So with that being said, quite literally, whoa, my bed is full of books now, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not already. Please, I love you. We have a lot of fun over here, and we do really want you to join in the fun. We really do. So subscribe if you're not already. And with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Whew. Not only does my back hurt, my neck. Okay, no. It's the way that I have bought too many books recently. Oh, like this is kind of ridiculous, guys. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to hold all this up. I can't even hold it. That's so heavy. Me realizing I literally have Gilmore Girls playing. Let me pause it so that you're hearing me, not Gilmore Girls. Though, would that be such a problem? Should we just have a Gilmore Girls watch party together? Wait, why would that be fun? Probably get copyrighted though. See for myself, what's this? Whoa, it's a trilogy. I'm not excited to leave Alaska. Well, I am, but I'm not. I don't know. Anyways, I'm very excited for when we do move. My hair is bugging me. Okay. Garcia on. Not Garcia, Gracia. I don't think I'm saying that right. Okay. Anno, I think. Holy crap, this is like a lot. Oh, real Dardine. What? When assassins ambush, huh? When assassins and what? Ambush. Okay. My son watching the Eras tour downstairs. I can hear it. What am I trying to say? But this BRB too once upon a and they fell in the, I need to calm down of this. What did I just say? And purry. So I can't wait to get a lot over what? Bye.